Mouse and keyboard versus controller. It's one of the oldest debates in gaming. Some swear by the precision of a mouse, others can't imagine playing without analog sticks and vibration. But what actually makes one better than the other? And does it even matter anymore? Today we're taking an in-depth look at both control schemes, the pros, the cons, the myths, and which might be best for your style of gaming. This debate has been around since the early 90s. PC gamers grew up on shooters like Doom, Quake, and Counter-Strike, where the mouse reigned supreme. Console players grew up on Halo, GoldenEye, and Call of Duty using controllers. Back then, the platforms were totally separate. You didn't compare the two. You just played what you had. But today, with crossplay connecting nearly every major game, these control styles clash more than ever, and the differences matter. Let's start with mouse and keyboard. The biggest advantage? Precision. A mouse tracks your hand in real-life space, giving you pixel-by-pixel control. That's why nearly every competitive FPS is dominated by mouse players. You can flick, adjust, and micro-correct instantly. The keyboard also gives you tons of inputs, dozens of keys you can bind however you want. This is perfect for MMOs, strategy games, and RPGs with complex inventories or ability wheels. And finally, mouse and keyboard is highly customizable. Change the mouse DPI, swap switches, rebind everything. The setup bends to your preferences, not the other way around. But mouse and keyboard isn't perfect, let's get that straight. First, it has a steep learning curve, especially in movement. Moving diagonally, holding multiple keys, using the pinky, it can feel awkward for new players. Second, it's not very ergonomical over long sessions if you don't have a good desk setup. Some players get wrist strain or hand fatigue. And of course, mouse and keyboard gaming is basically tied to a desk. You can use it on a couch, but it's clunky unless you buy special lap boards, which nobody wants to do. Now, let's talk about controllers. Controllers shine in one word: comfort. You can game from anywhere. Couch, bed, standing desk, doesn't matter. The ergonomics are built around your hands. Analog sticks give you smooth movement in every direction, not just forward, back, left, or right. That's why platformers, action games, and third-person adventures often feel better on controller. Then there's haptics and triggers. Vibration adds immersion. Adaptive triggers add tension. These features don't exist on mouse and keyboard in the same way. And finally, the big one, aim assist. Modern controllers use aim assist to make up for the lack of precision. In many games, aim assist can be so strong that controller players can compete and sometimes even dominate mouse and keyboard. But controllers have their limits just like everything else. Analog sticks are inherently less precise than a mouse. You have to physically tilt the stick, which takes time. Fine aiming at long distances is harder and slower. Controllers also have fewer buttons. You only get a handful of accessible inputs, which can be frustrating in games with lots of abilities or hotkeys at your disposal. And in fast-paced shooters, especially at high levels of competition, a controller simply can't match the raw speed of a mouse, even with aim assist. So which setup is actually the best? Honestly, it depends on the genre. Let's break it down for you. For FPS/competitive shooters, mouse and keyboard wins for precision and reaction time. Third-person action games, controller usually feels better thanks to analog movement and vibration. For RPGs, MMOs, and strategy games, keyboard dominates because of keybind variety. Driving and racing games, I hate those, by the way. Controller takes the cake here. Analog triggers make acceleration feel natural. For platformers and indie games, often better on controller because of smoother directional control. Survival and crafting games? I mean, do people still play those? Anyways, mouse and keyboard for inventory management and building helps here. Interestingly, we're seeing more hybrid control systems. Gyro aiming. Like on PS5 or Nintendo Switch, This gives controller users extra precision, almost like a mouse. We've also got devices like the Steam controller, the DualSense Edge, custom paddles, and keyboards with analog movement. Game developers are designing their input systems to support both control styles more equally than ever. So the real answer? Neither is globally better. Mouse and keyboard dominates in accuracy and flexibility. Controllers dominate in comfort and immersion. It's all going to come down to the type of games that you play and what feels right in your hands. I would love to know your thoughts on which side you're on. Are you team mouse and keyboard or team controller? And if you switch between both, which games make you change?